Stampers Kim from StampingImperfection.com. Welcome to my craft room. I'm making a card today using the Truly Grateful stamp set. This was in last year's holiday catalog, and Stampin' Up! Included in the annual catalog this year. I really love this Truly Grateful sentiment. I love that it's two different fonts, so it's one of my favorite sets to use. And I'm using a card sketch from the Papercraft Crew card sketch challenge this week. And you can find that sketch at papercraftcrew.com or on my blog at stampingimperfection.com. So what I'm starting out with is my new favorite color, Blackberry Bliss. I've cut it at 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it at 5 1/2, and I'm just going to put that aside. I've got a piece of Whisper White. I cut this 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, and you can see I've already stamped the background stamp from Truly Grateful in the crumb cake. And I just cut that down to size. I have a piece of crushed curry cut 2 1/2 by 3 1/2, so it's just 1/4 inch bigger all around. Now I want to add, I just love the stamps from this stamp set, so I want to add some more of these to this. So I'm going to take the crushed curry and I'm going to add the wheat to this, and I'm just going to stamp this just randomly somewhere on there, and it's a nice light color. Then I've got the little log cross section here. I'm going to use my Cajun Craze. I'm just going to stamp that a couple of times, just randomly like that. And now I've got my acorn, and I decided I wanted to try the acorn. Usually I'll just stamp that in soft suede or early espresso, but I decided I wanted to make it look a little bit, give it a little bit more contrast. So I'm going to use my markers. I'm going to start with the soft suede. So I'm still using the same two colors I always do, but this time I just want to color in the bottom with soft suede, and I'm using my Stampin' Right markers. So this is soft suede, and then I'll do the top slightly darker. Oops. And the top I'll do in early espresso. Okay, and I'm just going to huff on it. And then I'm going to stamp that once off to the side. Ooh, I really like the way that came out. I'm going to do that again. Actually, I'm surprised at how much I like that color, two different colors. Almost looks artistic. Notice I'm using the brush end of the marker. I'm coloring with the side of the brush end so I don't smoosh the tip down. I huff on it just to keep it nice and moist, and then I'm going to put that off to the side. Ooh, that's really pretty. That's a pretty color combination. Alright, now I'm going to take this and attach it to my crushed curry mat with a little bit of my multi-purpose liquid. Then I've got a few elements that I'm going to add. These were just scraps of paper. This is crushed curry. I just cut it into the banner shape, and then I used the Blackberry Bliss ink to stamp my favorite Truly Grateful sentiment on a piece of Whisper White, and I just created a banner shape out of that also. The next thing I'm going to do is actually attach my two banner shapes. I want these to hang off a little bit, the right hand edge, because that's what the sketch looks like, and I really like the way this, I think this is a really fun sketch this week. So I want this to hang off like this, and then I'm going to overlap my Whisper White sentiment on top, down a little bit, just like that. Now I have my Old Olive Baker's twine, and I'm going to make some loops. It calls for the card to sort of be created like this, and with 3 little elements over here. So I'm going to take my Baker's twine, and I don't always use a sketch exactly, and this one isn't going to be exactly, and I'm just going to create 3 loops. This is one of my new favorite things to do. Just 3 loops. I'm putting it over one glue dot, just like that. I'll cut this off, and then I've got one of these great basic gold metal buttons from the holiday catalog. I really like these. I think they just go so perfectly with the fall colors. For some reason the gold is just so nice. And then I'm going to put that, I put 2 glue dots on the back of that, and then I'm going to pull all of this off and attach it right here like this. Not covering up too much of my sentiment, hopefully. Just like that on the edge. I'll attach this to my card, just like that. And it's a pretty simple and straightforward card. And then it calls for a couple elements. It calls for one element up here. And I actually am going to add couple of these candy dots. These are from the neutrals. Now let me see. I think I'm going to add 3 down the side. It calls for just one element, but I just want to change it up, and I really like these either in 2s or 3s. These have glue dots on the back, so I try not to push them down too hard because you can move them around until you've pushed it down. So I'm using my paper piercer to kind of place it, and then once I get it placed and spaced, and you could use your paper piercing templates and actually poke dots and get these perfectly aligned. Once they're down, then I just push them down and adhere them really well, and they stick beautifully. So there you go. That's my card for this week's Papercraft Crew. Stop on my blog at stampingimperfection.com for more tips, tricks, and ideas. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you give me a like below and share with your friends. Thanks for watching.